The Bread and Better podcast acknowledges the Yagara people and the Turrbal people as the traditional custodians of Meanjin, the lands on which we record today. We pay our respects to the Yagara and Turrbal elders, past, present, and emerging. This podcast is brought to you by Hey Al Productions.
And then I'm Did I say good? Did I get you to do it one more time?
Maybe just in case.
Okay, do it one more time. Go. Bread and Better podcast. Okay. Bread and Better podcast. I feel like I am. Bread and Better podcast.
Welcome to the 53rd episode of Bread and Better, which means that our little podcast turns one today. Wouldn't it be the 52nd episode?
Wouldn't the 52nd episode be the last episode of the year and the 53rd would be the first episode of the new year?
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. I'm so bad with things like that, like counting.
1, 2. Leave that in.
I will.
We are so proud of the last year with the growth of the podcast and the personal growth we have experienced whilst recording it. It's honestly been nothing but an amazing time and we are so grateful to share it with you guys.
To celebrate this milestone, we have a really fun and jam-packed episode for you guys. We are going to be reintroducing ourselves because we have changed a lot in the past year, as well as doing a countdown of our most popular episodes and a few of our and your favorite segments.
It's going to be a really fun one, so let's get straight into it. Slay. Let's do the best thing that we ate in the last week.
What was yours?
So I'm obsessed with chili scrambled eggs.
I was about to say I saw that. You are obsessed with chili scramble.
They're the best. Although, like I've spoken about it before, I've got to be in the mood for eggs.
Scrambled eggs, sometimes I can really get on board and then other times it makes me gag thinking about it.
Yeah, we're like those egg people. It's like not sure if I like eggs or not.
Yeah.
But I really like chili scrambled eggs and I've been kind of having them everywhere lately. Like there's this place, Canvas, across the road from me. Then I tried another cafe down the road. I had a few when I was in Sydney. But then I was like, I'm going to make it at home.
Yeah.
Because I don't like breakfast isn't really my favorite meal to go out for because you can always just make breakfast at home.
Same. That's what I say.
It's very easy to make an exact same. Brekkie. Yeah. So I did, chili scrambled eggs and I just did eggs with chives and fresh chili in them. And then I cooked the scrambled eggs in a pan with butter and we had sourdough with avocado and some halloumi on the side and I put like a chili jam on top.
That sounds delicious.
It was really good. I was really impressed with myself.
Yeah, that sounds good. Well, you are a chef, so.
You should be able to do this.
The best thing I ate was with you. We went out for brunch after recording last week to, was it the Refinery? Was that what it was called?
Yeah, maybe just Refinery.
At Currumbin. And I had
a brekkie.
A brekkie, yeah. And it was delicious. It was like a bit of a slaw with bacon and herb smashed potatoes and this delicious garlic aioli. It was so yummy. And mushrooms.
You were really happy with it.
I was really happy with it. It was a meal. I think if you're going to go out for breakfast, you have to try and get something that you couldn't make at home. And I couldn't make that at home.
Why?
Like, I mean, I'm sure I could, but I wouldn't make it for breakfast because it would take too much effort and I'd be starving and angry. Hangry.
The burger that I had, that was good, but the bottom of the bread roll was a bit soggy, so it's not making the cut.
Yeah, that happened to my grill the other night and I was pretty disappointed.
It's annoying.
So annoying. It falls apart.
Yeah, it's all like wet bread.
Yeah.
It's not ideal.
Anyway, positive vibes.
Positive vibes. Well, that's why I didn't pick it. All right, so we're going to get straight into the reintroducing ourselves segment, first segment of today's birthday episode. So since we last introduced ourselves a whole year ago, for me personally, my life has changed a lot.
A lot.
So this reintroduction is very timely. And I just wanted to add that the change that I've seen in you, Alex, over the past year is insane as well, even though you haven't moved house or had a major life change. Yeah. You have changed a lot. So I am excited to talk about that in a moment. Mm-hmm. As I've probably said, but I've definitely said before off air and in an episode that we're planning, I do believe that as humans we should always be evolving and changing, and some people will use that phrase you've changed
as
an insult. But I think it's actually the highest form of praise.
I agree.
So change means that we're growing and we're evolving, we're learning, we're implementing, and we're working towards becoming the next best version of ourselves. So thank you very much. I have changed. So reflecting on the past year, the change I've had, I've changed where I lived, I've changed how I work, I've had changes to my relationships. It's like essentially everything.
Everything.
Kenny is the constant.
Yes.
So meet me again. My name is Tegan. I live in Palm Beach on the Gold Coast, and getting me to live anywhere that's not very close to the beach would now be a huge push if
I don't know that it would be possible.
Even possible,
You've
yeah.
made it like your whole life.
I've made it my whole
Which
identity.
is what you should do when you move to the beach.
Yeah, it's the best.
Yeah.
It's the best. I just don't know how I could, stray from that now.
I don't think you could.
So moving from the coast meant moving away from my group of friends, and I have such a solid group of friends here in Brizzy, which had forced me to work on my confidence with meeting new people. And if you're long-term listeners of the podcast, we've talked about that a lot. And that's been really good for my overall confidence. So as well as having like my rock solid support group of friends here in Brizzy, I also have some amazing new friendships on the Gold Coast and a new relationship with a legend named Dill.
Yay.
Yay. So that's all going really well. I've also gone all in on my own business, which I'm really proud to say that for nearly a whole year now. It was pretty soon after starting the podcast that I made that decision. I've been fully self-employed, which is something that I have, it's a real source of pride. So if you're new here, I'll just do a quick little career recap. Everything I've done in life so far has led me to my current career, from my social science degree to restaurant management and chefing to being a PT in a busy group fitness gym. I've used all of these skills plus my qualifications in nutrition to create a space where I help busy women transform their relationship with their bodies via not only physical transformation, but also improving their mindset and confidence alongside their food and movement. And doing the potty here is just a really natural extension of that. So I also took up surfing in March at age 33, and that's become my favorite way to move my body. I feel like when I was living here in Brizzy, like I was heavy in my runner era for years. And I feel like that's passing because there's only so many hours in the day.
Yeah.
And when I lived in Brizzy and I would walk, or like I'd be walking Kenny and I'd see people running, I'd be like, oh, I wish I was running.
Yeah.
And now when I am running and I see people surfing, I'm like, I wish I was surfing. Obviously, my plan is to try and keep I just want to be able to run 5 or 10 Ks constantly. So I'll go a couple of times a week. But learning to surf has also helped me face my fear of being a beginner. And it's so weird that we have that fear as adults, which has been really good for my confidence as well. So overall, I would describe my current life as extremely relaxed and it feels really, really good on the inside. Like I have just a slow little existence with my dog Kenny. I'm making enough money. I feel proud and confident in who I am, and I have plenty of time to do the things that bring me genuine joy. So I would say as far as my current idea of success is concerned, I am living the dream. Mm-hmm. I have seen a quote quite a lot this year, and I feel like it really, really resonates with where I'm at. And it said some years are growth years, but this year for me is a bloom year. And I think that just describes it so well. I had a few big growth years, personally and professionally, and I do have big plans to continue to grow my business and kick some big life goals. But at the moment, my focus is just on my happiness and just settling into who I want to be at the moment, because we're always changing. So that's me.
I love it. Makes me so happy that you're so happy.
Yay. Yeah, I am.
So as Tegan said, a lot has changed for me in the last year as well. And the biggest change for me is 100% my health. And that has been the catalyst for all of the other changes. So when we first started this podcast, I was chronically ill. I had been really sick for quite a few years, but it definitely reached its peak last year. I got to the point where I could hardly eat. I was avoiding social situations. I just felt terrible all the time. In November, I had a laparoscopy and had some endo removed. And then in December, I started a medication that has almost completely healed my stomach. So I am, of course, still a celiac and allergic to dairy, but all of my other issues have pretty much dissipated, which has just been completely life-changing, as you can imagine, because I can eat food now.
So you never used to really be able to eat red meat?
I couldn't eat red meat. I couldn't eat any kind of spices.
I was going to say, can you have like onion and garlic and things now?
Yeah, I can have onion and garlic now. I haven't tried shallots.
Well, I was a bit panicked when you did have that, brekkie, because there was some shallots in my slaw, but they weren't in yours.
Yeah. So I haven't been brave enough to try shallots yet. But yeah, I'm eating red meat a lot, which just makes me feel so good because I'm always I'm like anemic. So
red meat's so fucking good for you.
Oh, so good. I love it. So that's made me happy. And obviously eating has a lot of benefits.
It does. Heaps, like life.
Yeah. So like I can go to the gym now. I can go out and eat with friends and not panic about being sick. And yeah, just like so many benefits. It's really changed my life. I began my fitness journey while I was still sick last year with your encouragement. I went for a swim with Emmy and I haven't looked back.
Yeah, that's where it all kicked off actually.
Yeah.
Hey, when we had Emmy on our third episode, and you went for that swim and it was a big deal.
It was a huge deal. Yeah, I did 500 meters, but it fucking took me a long time, and I would do 25 meters and be like, Emmy, I can't do it anymore. And yeah, now I can do like 750 without stopping, and it makes me feel really happy. So as we all know, I trained for a triathlon, lol. And if you want to know how that turned out, go back and listen to the episode, Triathlons and Life Lessons. But now I've found my happy place in the gym. So I've been doing Tegan's program for a few months now, and I go about 4 times a week and I run once a week. Sometimes I try and go twice a week, and I'm just like very happy.
She's got a booty.
I have a bum for the first time in my life, and I'm starting to see like some definition in my stomach as well. And it's just like, makes me so fucking happy. And like other benefits too, like obviously like endorphins, and I just love it. But also my skin's clearer because I'm drinking water. I don't drink water, but at the gym I drink like a whole bottle of water.
Yeah.
So many benefits. Overall, I just feel so much healthier and stronger. I've been able to go back to being a social butterfly. I've gone for some pretty exciting job interviews. And most importantly, I went to Taylor Swift.
Is that like the highlight of your last year?
Yeah, 100%. Japan was good too, but Taylor Swift, fucking life-changing. But in all seriousness, the impact.
Oh, we know you're serious.
But yeah, the impact that just being healthier has had on my life and my mindset has been phenomenal. I've really been able to overcome so much of my anxiety to the point where I'm running the PNC meeting next week, and I'm going to a networking event tonight with some local politicians.
Oh, go on.
And I really look forward to that stuff now. Before that would have just filled me with so much anxiety. I would have had a panic attack and not gone because I was so worried I'd be sick and didn't have the energy to talk to people. So yeah, a bit about my background. If you haven't listened before, I have been a freelance writer for 10 years. 10 years this year now. And I have written for like Mamma Mia, Pop Matters, Stay at Home Mum, Collider, lots of different online publications, written for a few magazines. I also worked in film production as a development producer. Now I own my own business as well, Hey Our Productions. As well as this podcast, I released another really successful podcast called The Periodical Pod, and I'm currently producing Alexis Guttridge, friend of the show. I'm producing her new podcast, Determined as Fuck, which you can listen to from 2nd of September.
I'm excited.
It's going to be so good.
Alexis is such a legend. Her story is so interesting, and her voice is so nice to listen to.
She's just a vibe. She's
a podcast dream.
Every time she talks, I'm like, yes, so good.
Yeah.
And she's just brilliant. She's just a lovely person, and she's such a vibe. So excited for that. Personally, it's been a really challenging year for my family. A lot of stuff going on there with health and whatnot. And Magnolia suffered a really bad concussion earlier in the year, so that's been a really long journey. But overall, I feel good about how I've been able to cope with everything because I feel good. So that's been good. And Magnolia is, well, hopefully on the mend soon. She competed in gymnastics on the weekend and she killed it. So her confidence is getting back up there, which is good. But yeah, the podcast has just brought so many amazing things into my life. First of all, my friendship with you, which I don't know how I lived without before.
Well,
Obviously, we were like friends, but we weren't.
we were kind of like friends of friends.
Yeah, we were mutual friends.
Yeah.
And now,
We didn't know each other very well.
yeah, now we're really, 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 really good friends.
Yeah.
Um,
Know everything.
everything. Know where the bodies are buried. So I've met amazing people. It's been so great for my confidence as well. So rewarding, and has created some really meaningful discussions with the people around me as well. I feel like people have been like so vulnerable because of the podcast.
That's so true. Yeah, like we got a really nice message to that effect yesterday.
Yes.
And just like doing the podcast, and I know I said this in the teaser that we just re-released.
Yeah.
Just realizing how many insanely cool and interesting people I know.
Yeah.
Like when we've started like to expand and ask people to come on as guests, from getting like Emmy on talking about her transplant, like Julia coming on talking about her experience with postnatal depression.
Yeah.
Jack's talking about surrogacy.
Yeah.
Dani talking
Yeah.
about stripping. Like we just know so many cool people.
Alexis, as we said.
Alexis, legend. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been amazing. So actually that's a very good segue to our next little segment. We're going to we'll count down. I've written it the wrong way.
I was going to say let's go down from
Let's
5
go
to
down
1.
from our 5 most popular episodes, and we'll do a little quick recap on them as well.
Yeah, sounds good. Which is so funny because you were asking me about what episodes to send for something else, and I have such like post-podcast amnesia.
Yeah, same.
And I'm like, oh, and I was like scrolling through the list of all the episodes that we've released to try and pick out what I thought were like our best episodes.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I simultaneously love them all.
Yeah.
And can't remember what the F I said.
Same. And I'll never listen again.
So this is going to be a very short recap.
Yeah. So number 5, the key to success is habits, not discipline. And this is probably one of the ones that I get the most comments on.
Really?
In real life. Yeah.
I talk about this all the time.
You do. And it was a really, really, really good episode.
Yeah. So recap. No, I can remember this one because I literally have this conversation a million times a day.
Yeah.
Like everybody thinks to change their life or to change their health, they just need to have this sheer willpower. Like I just need to all of a sudden change everything about myself and have the discipline and willpower to do so.
Yeah.
And it's like, you can try,
Good luck to you.
but you haven't done it yet.
Yeah.
You've probably tried many, many times.
Yeah.
So that episode is all about how we change our habits to change like little things about our life to make things easier to lean towards the changes that we want to make. So instead of relying on willpower or discipline, it's about hacking the system and finding a system that works for your life. So that is a good episode.
That's a great episode. Number 4, and this is like one of my personal favorites. Insane that I love them all, but this episode was so much fun. It is what pole dancing and stripping has taught me about confidence and empowerment with Dani O in brackets, and what it was like to perform on stage with Snoop Dogg.
Yeah, Dani is such a legend.
She's the best.
She's so cool.
She's so cool.
And confident.
Yeah. And she just had so many good tips that were like tangible tips. That you think that when people say, oh, just try and be more confident, like embody confidence. But she actually had tips on how to do that.
And I loved that it was like a little bit of a peek behind the curtain in a completely different life.
Yeah. Yeah. And it was a really different point of view on what I had thought about stripping.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Good episode.
Such a good episode. You and I still have to go and do a class with her.
We do, and I think about that all the time.
Same.
Like every time I see her post something,
yeah.
I'm like, we actually have to go and do that.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Number 3, how to hack your health journey by just doing 1% more.
That's quite recent. I'm surprised that it's so up there.
Yeah, yeah. Love that one.
Yeah, again, kind of same to number 5. And you guys, you're always looking for the hacks.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's the theory about marginal returns and doing 1% more and building on that. So it's just about doing the little tiny things to make a big impact and compound to big change in your life. So definitely go and listen to that one.
Lots of tangible tips in that one as well.
Oh, we love a tangible
We
tip.
do love a tangible tip. The other day I, just to be really honest, saw a psychologist and she was a new one and she honestly just wasn't giving me much. she was just like, and how did that make you feel?
Like, give me some tangible shit.
And I
Dale.
said to her, do you have any tangible tips that I can work on, that I can like go away for homework to like improve my situation? And she was like, I think you just need to sit in your feelings. And I was like, yep, I've done that. Like, do you have like a worksheet or something?
We are women of action.
She was like, no. And I was like, cool, don't expect to see me back again. Okay, number 2. This one got us probably the highest we've been in the charts, which was very exciting, and got us featured, which was cool, on Apple Podcasts. So what it's like to be diagnosed ADHD and autistic later in life with Grace Cockatoo.
Yeah, I wasn't actually even in this episode.
You weren't in this episode. But yeah, really interesting episode with our friend Grace.
Yeah.
She was like very, very honest about her whole life, and yeah, lots of really good information.
Yeah, that's a fantastic episode.
Yeah. Number 1. And can I just say, when I pitched this to you, you were like, and I said, people need this. I need this. And I know there's so many people out there that are going to search this topic.
I thought that the episode idea was fantastic.
Yeah.
I struggled with my attention span during the episode because it was long.
It was long.
And I don't have anxiety.
Yes.
But then I did.
And some of these things.
Not from the episode. Not because the episode was long. No, it's such a good episode.
It's such a good episode. So this one, number 1, is Anxiety Unpacked, Expert Strategies and Insights with psychologist Emma Slade.
Resident psychologist of the podcast, who we have coming back really soon, and we're really excited. You guys absolutely love anything that Emma does.
Her episodes go off.
Yeah. She's so good.
She's so good. I love her. I can't wait to have her back on. That is a bloody good episode.
It is.
If you ever experience anxiety, if you know someone who has anxiety, it's literally like a free therapy session.
Yeah.
Much more helpful than that psychologist I saw the other day.
Okay, brand new segment. Have you seen people do this? So it's the association word
I've played
game.
this before. I feel like this is dangerous, but yeah.
But you got to get as close as you can to the same word.
Oh,
So,
okay. No,
so we go 3, 2, 1, and we both say a word.
Just
and then
any word.
Any word. Then we have to go 3, 2, 1, something that links those 2 words until we get the same word.
Oh, I thought this was like you say a word and I say the first thing that comes to my mind.
No.
Okay.
It's like, it's like that, but we've got to eventually get to the same word.
So we just say any word.
Yeah. 3, 2, 1, balloon.
Oh, no, I didn't think of anything. This is too much pressure. All right, go again.
3, 2, 1, sunglasses.
Oh, no. I'm so bad at this.
Okay, I'm going to let you go first.
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
Microphone.
I was going to say computer.
Oh.
3, 2, 1, podcast.
Oh, shit. This is too hard.
Okay, you suck at this.
I'm so bad at this. Can we start again? And can we not say things that are in this room?
Okay.
Okay. All right. Ready?
Yeah. 3, 2, 1, cow.
Fork.
Ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1,
Knife.
steak. No, it's got to link the 2 things.
Fork and knife.
Yeah, but
Oh, your thing and my thing.
yeah, so that we get to the same word. So like you had a fork and I had a cow and you could eat a steak. You get it?
Okay. All right. This is so hard. All right. Start again.
Starting fresh. Okay.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Grass.
Toothbrush.
Okay.
Oh, I've got a good one. Ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Peppermint.
Cow.
How does a toothbrush link lawn? How does a cow link lawn and a toothbrush?
Cows brush their teeth by eating grass.
I'm not doing this with you. The segment's cancelled.
This is so hard.
You should have said peppermint, grass and toothbrush.
What's peppermint got to do with grass?
It's a plant.
That's too hard. This is a really hard game. Do you want to try it one more time?
Sure.
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
Car.
Sandwich.
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
Takeaway.
Oh. 3, 2, 1.
Macca's.
McDonald's.
Yay!
Now she gets it.
I got it. That's hard. We got there in the end.
Yeah, I feel like you didn't understand the game
I
at
didn't
first.
get it.
That's going to take some editing. Or maybe not.
No, I'm just going to leave that in. That's hilarious. Next segment. This is a you segment. You can lead us into this one.
This is a me segment. How are we working on ourselves at the moment? So for myself, I'm reassessing how I want to move my body and finding a new routine that looks good for me and feels good for me, which is super weird for me.
Yeah.
Because I've had the same training routine, some variation of weights and running for the last bazillion years.
Yeah.
At least 5 years. And beyond that, like I've been weight training for 10 years and then it was kind of like weights and hit. Full disclosure, I haven't been to the gym in over a month.
Fuck off. Really?
Really?
Whoa.
Yeah.
I just assumed you went every day after you surf or before you surf.
Well, I used to.
Yeah.
This is this relatable content, guys. See, I'm not perfect. I lost the tag for World Gym.
Yeah.
And I was just going and getting them to type it in.
Yeah.
And they were like, you're only allowed 3 manual entries until you have to buy a new tag. And I was like, that's a fucking bullshit rule. And I was like, the new tag's like $50. And I was like, oh, it's going to pop up somewhere. Like it'll be in Taylor's car or Ke'ale's car or Dill's car. Like it's going to just come off my keys.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I'll find it. Then I hurt my foot.
Yes.
So I wasn't really like pushing myself to train. Then I got that sickness.
Yeah.
So I wasn't really pushing myself to train then either. And the whole time I haven't found the tag.
Yeah.
Then the marathon was only like last weekend.
Yeah.
And I've been surfing the entire time.
And you went on holiday.
Running. And I went away to Sydney for a week, which I did do 2 swims and run. I walk every day. I'm surfing. Like I'm moving.
Yeah, yeah. You're
but
doing
I haven't
a lot.
done weights training in over a month.
Wow.
And to be honest, I can feel the difference in my body composition.
Yeah.
I'm going back today.
Okay.
So my friend Taylor actually has just joined World Gym.
Oh,
so that'd be
cool.
good to have
Use
someone
her
to
tag.
train with. No, I can't use her tag, but I'll get a new tag today and I bet you I'll find it. I bet you I'll find it next week.
Yeah, yeah, you will for sure.
And then, get back into it. So I am reassessing. I really want to go back to the gym 4 times per week to do weights. 2 upper, 2 lower, always feels really good. And then I'm just going to surf for my cardio and then I might just do 1 run per week.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's weird for me to be like kind of in a weird spot with my training. That's pretty rare.
Love that.
For me because I've been consistent as fuck forever.
Yeah.
I am really focused on getting ahead financially. So I have been like pretty strict with my budget. It was really hard for me when I started to live by myself on the Gold Coast. My rent is really expensive. So I've kind of been in a state where I've just kind of been, getting by fine, but I don't have any, I'm not saving as much money as I want to be. So just like getting stricter with my budget, focusing on my business growth and new opportunities to make money, which I do have some exciting projects in the works for that.
Ooh.
And this is really timely because our other episode that we're recording today, well, it'll be out before this actually.
Yeah.
Is with a financial planner. So that's going to be great for me. And then I've spoken about this earlier, but I've just really been focusing on the energy of what if it goes right. And a little while ago on the podcast, I talked about rewriting some of the past limiting beliefs I had around relationships and money and just, my mentality around that. And I've really been forced to challenge that. And so I'm just trying to like lean into that energy of what if it goes right. So
You're doing very well.
I'm in such a weird place this year. Like I'm not like with the gym stuff and I'm not really doing a lot of like listening to podcasts and audiobooks, which like I said, like I've had like those growth years and now I'm just like in bloom years and I just want to listen to music and bop along and dance.
Yay.
Which is okay. But like obviously if I want to get to the next level and everything that there needs to be some personal development.
Maybe you're just learning a bit more balance.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. And you've been a lot more I feel like you've been a lot more vulnerable.
Yeah.
And
I'm in my soft gal era.
I was about to say softer. It's probably why our friendship has really exploded in a quick amount of time as well.
Yeah.
Which I love.
I've definitely gone from like someone that spent most of their time in their like masculine energy of being like in control and organizing everything and go, 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 go.
Yeah.
To really like spending time in my feminine, which it feels really nice. Yeah.
I'm so proud of you.
Thanks. So that's me.
That's you. What am I doing? I didn't write anything. I too am focusing on budgeting. I've spoken about before that money is not my jam, but I've done a really good budget that I'm sticking to. So I'm quite proud of myself. The gym, that's probably my biggest one. Just obviously focusing on getting stronger. I want to get to 10Ks with my running now.
Nice.
I love doing 5, but I really want to push myself to 10.
Actually, do you know that there's a run on the Gold Coast, and and I really want Michelle to do it, so we should push to do it with her as well.
Yeah.
Friend of the pod. It's a 10K twilight run.
Oh, fun. I've done a twilight run before I was fit.
It's like a Saturday arvo.
Yeah, I'd do that.
Yeah, it's not until November.
Okay. Yeah, that gets
It's a cool and gatter.
Okay.
Be cool.
Let's see how I go. Yeah. Other than that, I don't know.
Dude, you're doing heaps of fucking stuff with your business.
Oh yeah, my business. Career. I feel like my whole thing before, I feel like you and I have had a bit of a change. My whole thing before was focusing on being happy and blah, blah, blah. And now it's really like, now that my kids
We've kind of swapped.
We have. Now that my kids are getting older, I'm really focusing on my career.
Yeah, you're like getting into your mask. Big time.
Yeah, I'm really getting into what I want and yeah, working out if that looks like doing more writing, film producing, but obviously just like Ke'ale is starting to take off. So if you want a podcast, hit me up.
Everybody's favorite podcast segment, which we stole from We Mean Well. And we love this segment. I think we need to rebrand ours to be called Interesting.
I think we do. The amount of times we're like,
Interesting and conflicted. So, red light, green light.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay, first one. Taking different food into a cafe or restaurant.
I was about to say I would never, and I would never. There is one exception.
That's so strange because you're the person that can do this, should be allowed to do this.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't. I have one exception, and that is if you have a baby that doesn't eat solids yet and you want to take a pouch.
Are you serious?
That is my only exception. I think it is so rude.
Really?
So rude.
Really? So you're pretty red on this?
Very red. Yeah, unless you're a baby that only eat pouches, but even then you can give them some chips.
No.
Like a bit of bread.
Oh my God. So I'm really green on this.
What would you take to a restaurant?
So like the other day
Please don't tell me that cafe you go to work, you have one coffee out. You don't take food there, do you?
No.
Okay.
No, but the other day after surfing, we went to this cafe and I liked the acai bowls at the cafe next door better. So I went and got an acai bowl from there and I went and sat with the girls.
No, outside?
On their tables.
Yeah, no.
See, this is the thing. I feel a bit funny about it, but my logic is either we're all going to eat there like somewhere else or half the table's going to eat there. So in terms of their business, like if you say to me, oh, you can't eat that here, I'm just going to leave.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to get the coffee. My friend might not get the coffee. Like when I worked in a cafe and people put other food in, who cares? You're still getting the business of everyone else at the table. Like I know that some people do get really annoyed about it because they want that sale, but you're not going to get that sale by, telling people they can't do that.
I feel like you would because most people feel obliged.
Well, they need to have better boundaries.
No, I am so red on this. I feel like maybe if you went to Macca's and you don't like Macca's, but if you go with all your friends that like Macca's and you get KFC and take it into Macca's, that's different.
You can do any crossovers at takeaways. So fine.
That's my only, there's nothing else.
It just would depend on the place. Like obviously actually I've done this a few times. So once I was with Fraz and Joel and I really wanted to get noodle and everybody else wanted to get a steak. So I got my noodle and I took it to the pub.
Oh God.
But they got the business of 3 people getting steaks and beers.
But they could have gotten 4 because if you didn't
I wasn't going to get
else,
that.
But you would have just got hot chips or something.
I would never just get hot chips. That's not a meal. I'm a big girl. I need to eat. Yeah, no, I think it's fine.
Interesting.
Interesting.
No. Next one. Dogs being allowed on commercial flights. Fuck no.
It's good. Apparently it's coming.
Nah, that is not okay because it's a dog. It's not a person. And what if people are allergic to dogs and they're sitting there flaring up and not being able to breathe? I know so many people that are allergic to dogs that suffer.
Apparently it's going to be a thing on Virgin
and what
or
if they
Jetstar.
bark? And what if it hurts their little ears?
Look, it's going to be pure chaos.
It's not okay.
But I'm here for it.
Maybe if they have dog flights.
No, they're
and then
so the
non-dog
dog
flights.
Maybe they will have that.
Yeah.
So the dogs, I believe, will have to be small dogs and have to be in a carrier at your feet.
Well, what if they yap the whole time?
I could take Kenny to Sydney.
Yeah, maybe if it's like dog flights and then non-dog flights, I'm not getting it off. What if they poo?
Nah, I think there's like you've got to not feed them before they go on and stuff.
Well, that's not very nice. This poor dog's starving with sore ears and doesn't know what's going on.
No, they can have their food in the afternoon. It's not starving them for days. I think it's going to be pure chaos, but I'm here for it. Like imagine having a cute little dog sitting next to you.
I can't think of anything worse.
It's going to be the best. How do you feel about dogs in cafes?
Like, whatever, that's fine.
Some people hate it.
Oh, I don't really care.
Actually, I think that they had a massive issue down at very, very well known for being dog-friendly cafe in Cooperoo.
Oh, yeah.
Little Genovese's. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, they had to put a sign up to say because someone went around complaining about dogs.
Little G's is like the biggest dog-friendly cafe. Everyone has a dog
you can
there.
only have it out the front and out the back now.
They're going to lose so much business. We go there to look for cute dogs.
Yeah.
That's a shame.
If
also, if you haven't been to Little G's, it is huge.
Yeah.
So it's not like you're sitting next to a dog. It is like a
Good
warehouse.
chili, scrambled eggs there.
Oh, everything's good there.
They're so
Love
nice there
Kylie.
too. Yeah.
It's a great place.
I could be
Good
wrong.
coffee.
But I just saw it in the Cooperoo community group. But some people really don't like it. Like I have a friend that if they see a dog in a cafe, they won't go back.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, I'd prefer them to be outside, but if it's somewhere like Little G's where it's big enough, it doesn't really matter.
I think the outside-inside distinction is fair.
Yeah.
Like if you don't like dogs, you can sit inside.
Yeah. And also like if it's somewhere like Florence where it's small, you don't want a dog walking around. But if it's somewhere big, like that doesn't really bother me. Pickles on burgers. Absolutely green light.
Red light.
What?
I don't really like pickles.
I have pickles in the fridge. I've been making Oscar this sandwich. I roast chicken in the oven and then I dice it up and then I dice fresh dill and pickles and I mix it with mayonnaise. I got it from my friend Erin.
Oh, that sounds nice. You should put walnuts in that.
Oh, he would love that.
Yeah, it would go really well.
That's a good idea. I'm going to do
Bit
that.
of crunch.
Yum. Yes.
Just not a pickle girl.
Pickles look delicious.
Do you know they took pickles off Macca's cheeseburgers?
Did they?
And onions, I think.
Boo.
I don't know if that's true. I just saw it on the internet. Someone fact check me.
I'll ask Magnolia.
I just ordered a cheeseburger with no pickles. I mean, I'll eat it if it's on a burger that I get. Like I just wouldn't pick a pickly one, but nah, not a fan.
I pick pickly burgers.
Yeah, people fucking froth it.
I love them.
Not me.
All right, I've added some. This makes me gag. Not wetting the toothbrush before you put the toothpaste on it.
They've had this on We Mean Well.
Oh, have they?
Yeah. And they called it like raw dogging you too.
Of course they did. Yuck.
Red light, that's fucking weird.
So gross.
It's not going to be dampened.
Soul does that and I'm like,
Actually,
no.
how much wetness does it even provide?
But also I think you have to wash off anything that was like, what if something's come into contact with it?
Oh no, I put the toothpaste on and then I just put it under the water for a sec and then I jam it in my gob.
No, I wet it, then I put the toothpaste on and then I wet it again. So that's gross. Red light.
On the toothbrush.
Not wetting it. Yeah. That's disgusting. All right.
I don't think I'm not mortally offended by it, but I think it's strange.
If someone brushes their teeth near me, I almost vomit. I'm like, you can't. It's disgusting. Like the sound that it makes, I could throw up. Like I can't use an electric toothbrush myself because of the spit and like the sound it makes. So if someone's near me, like brushing their teeth, I just want to die. But like, and then all this, it's making me sick.
Interesting.
Yeah. Interesting. Last one. Someone did this. I went and saw Chelsea Handler the other day. So fucking funny. My face hurt from laughing. And I paid for like very good seats. I was like right up the front. It's like dead silent. She's about to come on and someone opens a pack of kettle chips.
Oh, the crunchiest kind.
Oh my God. Not only could I hear them opening it. Every time they took a chip out, it was like noise. And then you could hear them crunching. I was like, you're an asshole. People who eat chips in the cinema are the worst.
There's probably a reason they don't sell chips at the cinema.
Yeah,
because they're too noisy.
It happens all the time.
I take my own bag of Cobb's popcorn to the cinema.
That's fine.
But it's probably the same opening sound.
it. Yeah, that's annoying.
But I always try and do it like really discreetly, like shh.
Maybe before the cinema.
Do you know I've taken pasta into the cinema before?
It's hilarious.
We used
so
to take
on brand.
We used to go to La Pochetta at the Hyperdome and get this spinach and ricotta ravioli with pesto sauce. It was like my number one hangover cure.
Yeah.
And then for a while I found it on Uber Eats and it's gone now. And you said just take a container of that into the movies.
That is so funny.
So the chips, I don't really care if you do it. Just keep it down.
Don't do it near me.
Yeah, okay. It's red for you.
Red.
I say green, but just try not to be too
So
loud.
maybe you're an orange.
Yeah, that one really got you going.
It did. Just made me really angry.
All right. Thank you for tuning into the episode, but mostly the biggest thank you for listening to Bread and Better for the past year, for reviewing and rating and sharing it with others.
And for just like sending us really nice messages all the time. It really keeps us going.
Yeah, it does actually.
Not that we need help because this is just the most fun ever, but like sometimes when like an episode doesn't get as many listens as you wanted it to, when people message and they're like, that was my favorite episode, you're like, yeah, thanks. It wouldn't have been possible for us to get this far without your love and support. So from the bottom of our hearts, we want you to know that we are so grateful.
So grateful. We are overflowing with gratitude because we are grateful queens. If you would like to work with me on your health, fitness or habits, or work with Alex on creating a podcast, please find our Instagram handles on the podcast Instagram page. Instagram is the best way to connect with both of us.
We are so excited for what's to come with Bread and Better over the next year, and we can't wait to take you guys along for the ride.
That's it.
Bye.
Bye.